Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Lau with Kenchan Crafts. Today I have a ton of exciting news to share with you guys. Plus I will be talking about some of the things I am going to be planning as I get ready for the San Francisco Pen Show at the end of August. I'm just so excited for the San Francisco Pen Show. Now if you guys are going to the DC Pen Show, have a great and fun time there. I know that that is the biggest show I think in the world. Or at least here in America. And I will not be there. I might probably go to the DC Pen Show 2 years from now. Who knows? We'll see. But if you are planning to go to the DC Pen Show 2 years from now, very likely that I'll go to that one at that time. So for the San Francisco Pen Show, well, before we talk about that, I wanted to share some very fun, interesting news. So I just recently got a new pen in my collection, and it was a giveaway that I won. Now, I didn't win it. My comment was the one that won. So there was a Radius and Leonardo giveaway about a month or two ago. It was a giveaway where you're supposed to tag a friend, and you can do 3 different posts. So you can tag 3 different people. And so you had 3 chances to win, and plus your friend that you tag would win with you. And so I tagged 3 people, and then a few of my friends also tagged me as well, and specifically Greg on Instagram. He tagged me in one of his 3 posts, and his tag was the one that won. And so Clarissa was the one, Clarissa, which is the Snowy Studio on Instagram, she was the one that ran this giveaway with Leonardo and Radius 1938 is the name of the brand. And so when she drew the number and she saw Greg's name and my name, she was like, I know those 2. I'm so excited for them. And I was just so happy. So when I saw it, I went directly and talked with Clarissa about it. Now, it was one of the 3 Radius Settimo pens, and obviously I went for this one because it is a very, very similar, I mean, it's basically the same resin to a pen I've had in my wish list. So if you guys watched my wish list video, I did make a wish list of that specific Leonardo pen, and I was like manifesting it to have it someday, but it was such an expensive and rare pen. I think now it is available for purchase. I'm not even sure what my decision will be, but I made this spread manifesting this beautiful resin of a Leonardo Momento Zero Grande, and lo and behold, Radius Settimo came out, or Radius came out with a Settimo model that has the same resin. You can see the chatoyance there that you can't, well, you can kind of see in the pictures, but that is so gorgeous, isn't it? And so I didn't get the Momento Zero Grande yet, or maybe ever, but this is a beautiful substitute, and I got it for free from the giveaway, so I'm very, very appreciative of Radius and Leonardo and Clarissa for doing this giveaway. So beautiful and exciting. Like, I chose, obviously I'm gonna choose the blue one, and I will do a top-down view so you guys can see this pen a little bit better. But I also got this in a fine nib, and you know what? I kind of regret getting this in the fine nib, only because it's so darn broad for a fine nib, and usually Italian fines are a bit finer than this. So I don't know. I know that Radius was bought by Leonardo, or they joined, but Leonardo is the head company, and I wonder if they still are operating separately, because the fine here is very, very broad compared to a lot of my other Leonardo fines. So that's news number 1. I got this beautiful Radius Settimo. This is the Cielo Blue, which is blue sky in Italian, and the chatoyance on those blue parts are so magnificent. And then of course it's accented by these white portions that just kind of wiggle their way in between. I love it so much. And the best part about this pen is that Salvatore Matrone himself picked this pen out for me. So I was just like shocked and so excited, so happy that he's the one that chose it for me. All right. We're not done with Leonardo yet, but we're moving on to San Francisco. And the second big news I wanted to share with you guys is that I am going to be running the Leonardo Officina Italiana table at San Francisco this year. Oh my god, it's so exciting. So the story is Clarissa was so she'll be at the DC and the San Francisco Pen Show with Leonardo, and Salvatore Matrone is gonna be at both DC and San Francisco Pen Show, and he's gonna have very exclusive pens with him. So if you go to the DC or the San Francisco Pen Show, be sure to come to those tables or go to those tables and check out the exclusive Leonardo pens. Now I am really hoping that he has the Cielo Blue, or yeah, I think it's still called Cielo Blue, the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande, which is the one I want. So yes, I am going to be manning the table, plus I will be at the table with Clarissa and Salvatore Matrone himself. So I get to thank him personally for picking this pen out for me. Yeah, so that's super exciting. All 3 days I'll be manning the table, plus I do have a few fountain pen nib grind appointments that I signed up for. They are up already, some of them. So if you are planning to go to the San Francisco Pen Show and you want a nib grind, a few nib grinders will be there. So Gina Salarino, CY from Tokyo Station. I think the nib studio is also going to be there. JC. I think it's JC, right? Not CJ. And then, let's see, Mike Masuyama, Mike at Work, is also going to be there. And then, let's see, Annabelle from Appleboom. She does have her own nib grinding website. And I have signed up for Annabelle, so one like 20-minute session with Annabelle. And I also signed up for CY's session because if you saw my video from last year, I had CY grind my Visconti Homo sapiens Bronze Age. And this is the 23 karat palladium, and it is a gorgeous, beautiful pen. So I had him grounded to a fine cursive italic, which writes like a medium fine, and I love that size. But because it's a fine cursive medium or cursive italic, then the tines have to be very tight together like a stub would be. And this is a 23 karat palladium nib, so it was a lot like, the tines were a lot more spread to begin with. It was a medium nib and it wrote extremely broad and juicy. And when CY grounded down to a fine cursive italic, it wrote much drier, and it also, the tines were just so tight that whenever I would write, the tines would click against each other and I hear a click noise every time I write. No matter what I was writing, every so often, like every other sentence, I'd hear a click. So it was very frustrating. Now I know that 50% of that clicking is from my personal handwriting, because I do write with a lot more pressure. And I think that now that I've learned to write with my fountain pens with a lot less pressure, I think that the issue will be less prominent, but like it's still going to be there. I've had a few other people, when I took my pen to the to the Chicago Pen Show, try my Visconti, and they all heard the clicking too with their own writing. So I think even if it wasn't my handwriting style, that the clicking is still going to be there. So I'm going to have CY fix that for me. I don't know how he's going to do it, because the remedy was to spread the tines a bit, but it's a cursive smooth italic, so I have no clue how to do that and no experience to want to even try to mess up my gold nib or my palladium nib, Dream Touch nib. So I'm gonna have him fix that. It is my dream Visconti pen, so I want to make sure that it writes how I needed to write for my writing style. And I'm sure CY will be able to do that for me. And now that I waited a whole year because I didn't want to send it off to Japan. You know, that's a lot of shipping costs. I'm okay just waiting the whole year just to see him again. So I have an appointment with CY as well as Annabelle, and I think I will just have Annabelle. I did buy another platinum pen, and it kind of, I feel like, has a little bit of a baby's bottom, just like the Shape of Heart that she tuned for me. So I had her tune the Shape of Heart at the Chicago Pen Show, so I'm going to have her tune my other pen, which is this one. This is the Platinum Hachimonjia's first snow pen, and it glistens in the sunlight like how the sun shines on snow. It's such a beautiful pen, but they're both mediums, and I don't know, for some reason, like they're very smooth, and because of that, there's a little bit of a hard start from time to time. So I'm just going to have her look at this and see if it is a baby's bottom issue. Hopefully it's not, but I'm going to continue writing with this just to make sure that I am seeing an issue. If not, if it was just a little fluke in the moment, then I will be happy with that, knowing that my pen is, you know, it came perfectly fine. But, you know, being very, very smooth isn't a bad thing, but having a baby's bottom is bad because then you get lots of skipping or hard starts. So those are my two nib grind sessions. I also want a session with Mike Masayama because he works with a lot of Japanese pens, and I want to have him look at a few of my Japanese pens and see what I want to do with them. And, you know, my Sailors, my Pilot Medium, I might grind that down, so he might be the one for it. So yeah, going back to the Leonardo table, I will be manning that, Leonardo table, so I'm gonna have to learn how to do transactions and stuff like that, because I'm sure he does accept debit and credit card transactions, but I think he would still prefer cash over electronic transactions. So bring your cash is just a lot smoother and quicker that way. But otherwise, I'll have to learn how to use an electronic transaction machine, which I'm sure is not too hard. Because there will be moments where I'll be there by myself or with the other assistant. So they wanted two assistants, so it'll be me and somebody else. And we'll have to be able to do transactions when people come over. So the story behind why I was able to work at the Leonardo table and volunteer there is Clarissa was asked, and Clarissa again from the Snowy Studio. She's the ambassador here in America for Leonardo. She also works with all the retailers here in America to work on Leonardo exclusive pens, and does a lot of the shipments out to Leonardo in terms of warranty fixes or pens that need to come into America to the retailer. So she's the middle person. So she was tasked to find two volunteers who were local. So they had to be local in San Francisco area. And she immediately thought of me because she knows how much I love Leonardo, and we both talk about Leonardo's from time to time. And she said, I want somebody to be at the table who knows Leonardo, who knows our pens, and who shares the same passion, and will be able to talk about Leonardo as a passion rather than trying to sell the pens. And she said that I was the perfect person for that. And I was just so happy to hear that. And obviously, yes, I think that she's right on all those points. And as you can see, I have my own collection of Leonardo pens, and I might just bring all of them. I'm not bringing them all to like brag or anything, but like just knowing that I have my own collection that I can share with people to show why I love them so much, why I collect them, and what kind of joy they bring to me. And each and every single one of them has a different story for me. So I just so happy that I was chosen as one of the two helpers. And so I'm also going to use this as an opportunity to branch out and make connections, start somewhere with my branding, and also hoping to work with Leonardo someday to create my own custom pen that I can share with you all. So hopefully I'll be able to make my own Leonardo pen in the future and have that for sale for everyone. You know, just like how Clarissa recently did hers. She took a while to come up with the perfect pen that, you know, has the perfect story, a beautiful story that is very meaningful to her. And she called her Leonardo Memento Zero Dragon Heart. And it's this gorgeous pinky red resin with black swirls and gold glitter all over. It is so magnificent. And because it's Clarissa, she's a wonderful friend, and this is her exclusive, I decided to get the Leonardo, I decided to get the gold 14 karat nib version, which is very expensive, but it's to support her. And I don't typically spend full price on fountain pens unless there's a really, you know, a really important meaning behind it. So if you've watched my video on the cost of fountain pens, you'll see in there that I talk about everybody valuing a pen differently from each other based on what, you know, how meaningful that pen is to you. And the more meaning it has to you, the higher the value that you will put into that pen. And so and I say this as a general sense, but I also think that it's a very, very important perspective to look at fountain pens when you buy them, so that you don't just buy every single pen. If you can think critically, you know, and just take a moment to think, does this pen have a lot of value for me? Is there a lot of meaning in it for me to buy it? Even if it's discounted, is this a pen that is valuable to me? Does it have meaning to me? There's been a few pens where I just wanted it for the look of it, and it went on sale for a lot cheaper than the price it was like a few months ago. And say, like, for example, one of the Sailor Velo pens, the mint green one, that is a $550 pen, and it went on sale for $360 at one point in Black Friday, and I just told myself that is not worth it. And I don't find any meaning in a Velo pen. I just like the glistening chatoyant green swirls, and I'm not a demonstrator person either, so there's a lot of things clashing. Like, I like the green color, I don't like a demonstrator pen. I like a Sailor pen, I don't like the slim grip section. And that pen just had so many things conflicting that I just told myself $360 is still not worth it. And then the pen came back on sale for $260. And even at that price, I told myself, it's still not worth it. This pen does not have value to me because there's too many things in it that I know I would not like. And I just told myself, well, there was no meaning to begin with in this pen for me, so why do I still want it? And so that, like, deduction and reasoning helped me to realize, yeah, this pen is not worth my money, even though it is worth it to other people. But to me personally, it was not. And so that helped me to really just say no to those pens. Like, who cares about FOMO? What is FOMO? When I can just deduct down and think with a clear head like that. So that fountain pen that Clarissa made, Dragonheart, is completely worth every single penny because I am supporting her. It is a pen that I can say, this is my friend Clarissa's pen, and she made this. Just look at how beautiful it looks. Like, there's a lot of meaning behind it, and there's a lot of conversation to be had with that pen at future pen shows, pen meets, and I think that I get a lot of value out of that social aspect of it, on top of a gold Leonardo nib just writing phenomenally. So to me, it is worth the price tag that was put on it, which I typically would not want to pay in general for any fountain pen, because I'm cheap. I know that there will be a time or day where I will probably buy a very expensive pen and not even think about it. And so, like, I have to really train myself hard to walk through those thoughts. Like, is this pen worth the cost that it is for me? All right, so those are news. Now, the third thing I want to add, that I had this idea that I wanted to do at the San Francisco Pen Show before I even was asked to work at the Leonardo table. But now that I'm working there, it'll be kind of easy, a lot easier for me to do this idea. So I have this notebook here. This is a notebook therapy journal. This is the Summer 2023 exclusive collector's edition. I love collecting these lovely notebooks because they just feel so good and they're just nice and cute and small. And I didn't really have a use for them, so it's been collecting dust for a little bit, but not dust. It was nice in its box. And I now have decided that I wanted to use this book as a pen show yearbook signing type of journal. So you know how at yearbooks you go to your friends and you ask them to sign your yearbook. I'll decorate this book to kind of be like a yearbook with pictures that I take at pen shows, but I'll also have lots of there's gonna be lots of pages in here where I'll just my plan was to walk up to people that I know and people who know me who walk up to me, have conversations with you guys, and then also say, hey, I have a journal here, like a yearbook. Would you like to sign my journal? This idea was to have you guys sign my journal, and then I sign your journal, write a little message, and then sign my name with my favorite fountain pen. And so I was hoping that if I meet a lot of you guys at the San Francisco Pen Show, that I will have all of you guys' signatures, your messages, in this lovely fountain pen show journal. So I think it's a really great, fun idea. So if you have a journal that is blank, or you have a journal that you want to dedicate to writing about your fountain pen show experiences, bring that and I will sign it. I will have my favorite pen. I know it's not Leonardo, but this is one of my top 3 favorite pens. It is the Aurora Volterra. I currently have this inked up with Lennon Toolbar's Bitter Orange tea. It is a lovely light orange, and it's exceptionally, it writes so beautiful all the time. Whatever ink is in here, it writes so well. I'm wondering if I want to change this ink up for the San Francisco Pen Show. So again, like I said, I have Lennon Toolbar's Bitter Orange tea in here, but I'm thinking of like another color, Lennon Toolbar Red Beans, but it's a bit of a red color, so I don't know if it'll match this. I do have Sun Moon Lake Ruby Tea, which is a bit more of a darker brown terracotta red, so I think that'll match this one more. But if you have any other suggestions for inks that you think might match my Aurora Volterra pen, let me know in the comments. I would love to try out other inks in here, because I tend to like oranges, browns, and terracotta in my Aurora pen. So any color around that range, and even if it's outside that range, I will definitely take a look at it too. So yes, I'm really excited for that yearbook pen show signing thing that I wanted to do. I think it's just a great way to make memories with all the people that I met. So make sure that if you do come to the Leonardo table, I'll be there. I'll have this notebook. We can sign each other while we talk, or we can sign each other's notebooks while we talk about Leonardo pens, and drop your your IG or your YouTube channel if you have one. Even if I'm following you, just write it down so that I know for sure I am following you. All right. And then some goals for the San Francisco Pen Show. Let me know down in the comments what you guys are hoping to get from the San Francisco Pen Show. I know it's just gonna be so much fun. I had a lot of fun, even though it was my first time at the San Francisco Pen Show. Now that it is my 3rd pen show, I am going to be more well-equipped to know what to look for, what to do, and what to spend on and what not to spend on. The Japanese fountain pen brands have more easy access to get to California, so they're all going to be there. Platinum, Sailor, Pilot, and all the Japanese stationery will also be there. So like Toyoka Crafts, is going to be there, and I am planning to get one of their pen trays because I am tired of using this to show off pen comparisons in my videos, because sometimes pens are so long that when I post them, they just go beyond this. So I think a Toyooka Craft pen tray will be very nice, and it's just, you know, just to have a Toyooka Craft product is just so cool. I think they make such amazing pen trays. So pen trays, pen boxes to store your pens. I'm hoping to get one of those, and I'll always be on the lookout for Sailor pens. Let's see, what else? Oh, some of the new, Visconti came out with a few new pens this past month. If you've seen the Visconti Air, Fire, and as well as the Iris Garden, you'll know how beautiful those pens pictured. And they are up there in the thousands. Now, I'm not planning to buy them at the pen show, because that's a ridiculous amount of money to spend. So if you have that money, go ahead, just buy them. But I am planning to just look at them in person if Visconti comes with them. I really hope that they do, because I really want to see the Visconti pens in person, and how they feel in my hands, if the resin feels luxurious, because it's a $900 pen. It should feel like a $900 pen, and it should not feel like cheap resin. And so that is my expectation for Visconti. I'm not going to buy any Visconti pens unless like it's really marked down a bit. Again, I'm very cheap. $900, I don't think I will spend $900 on those pens. They don't have enough meaning and value for me to be spending $900 on those pens. I do want to try a Montblanc pen. I really need to write with how it feels, because I know that a lot of people who have Montblanc pens swear by how nice it is. And then, of course, other people say it's really not that big of a deal. So I just wanted to personally feel it for myself. So if a vendor is willing to let me try, because some vendors don't let you try fountain pens, but most do. In the San Francisco Pen Show, I was able to try out a lot of pens. Because it is a bigger show, they tend to allow people to try their pens more. When I was at the Chicago Pen Show, Pen Realm didn't let me try any of their pens, which is okay. But I think that San Francisco Pen Show should have at least one Montblanc retailer or vendor who will let me try their pen. I think paper is something that I am definitely going to be buying there, because there were a lot of tables with very unique paper that I tried out last year and I didn't buy them. I think that I'm going to try to be more adventurous with the different types of paper that I will use my fountain pens with. I love using Tomoe River paper, but because they have switched to Dsgn paper, it's always going to be a little bit of a controversy in the fountain pen world with whether Dsgn paper is as good or if it will be a good one moving forward. I personally don't mind it. I don't think it's as good, but that doesn't mean that it's not good. Going back to my paper discussion, I saw lots of cool, unique looking paper at the San Francisco Pen Show. So this year I'm going to try them all and kind of decide on a few different notebooks or paper that I want to try out. I've been doing a few pen pal letters with Ireful paper, and I do like Ireful paper because it's just like nice little piece of parchment. It's a little bit smaller than A5, I think. So I am going to be on the lookout for really nice pen pal letter sized papers as well as notebooks. All right, well, I think that is all for my San Francisco Pen Show preparation and exciting news videos. So again, yes, I will most likely have all my Leonardo pens over there. So if you ever want to feel, and try any one of my pens, I will have them there for you guys. But first and foremost, come to the Leonardo Pen Show table and check out their pens first, and then you can check out mine. I don't think there's any rules to if I can bring my pens for you guys to try or not, but I will ask, and if I can't, I will let you know. All right. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me today in talking about the San Francisco Pen Show and these fun news. I hope to see you all at the San Francisco Pen Show, those of you that are going, and those that are not going, I will have videos for you guys of the Pen Show so that you guys can join along in the fun. All right, well, until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.